Would you like that bag?
Oh, yeah, sure.
I'm gonna take it.
There it is. So you want 6, 5.
How many, what is there, 10 in the bag?
Five.
No,
5?
I only got 5, folks.
Right now, I got plates on my car, my wife's car.
A free trip.
My number
over
is
to the pond.
664,
So we
she's
can see Mount Everest.
665.
So on the
And I
bus.
love it because
I used to,
we'll be down at the,
there was a tour I saw on
place, park right
Travel
next to
Magazine
each other.
years ago.
Well, the 2 cars in the parking lot, people probably,
Went up to
how
that.
do that?
The idiot
I
saw
control the numbers.
old Royal Enfield motorcycle.
I'm glad you got it. Thanks for letting me know.
There's a tour now, it's pretty cool. They put you on a motorcycle, and then when they reach like rivers and things, they float your motorcycle
What
across
town
the
are
big
you
interviews.
in?
So you climb all the way up the Himalayas to the Everest. Yeah, I don't think I'll be doing it.
I know the feeling. I don't wear my hearing aid because
On this trip to Canada,
No, like we all
going out
know.
to, Newfoundland.
I don't hear anything.
Oh, okay.
So you're in the springtime, not in the winter. No, we're leaving, the tour actually starts July or June 27th. That's all, that gets snowed in all winter. You go around and snowmobile. But when we go out to Newfoundland, they're putting all the RVs, they're probably about 25 miles per RV.
But you should
On
wear
a,
it.
ocean going ferry. And we take overnight ferry around here.
You
Cabin.
can turn off the lights.
Sometimes just to take for a boat ride, we take some Cape May ferry. Oh, sure. You see plenty of boat rides. Yeah, we get our RV on there in the port, it's really expensive. But I think they kind of balance it or something. There's some rhyme or reason how they get everything on there. The last time I was in there,
About 40 minutes.
Oh, okay.
But I like.
I had like 34
My
footer.
original base.
and they had me positioned such that I absolutely could not
I got
turn
that.
my money until the other way around. But they packed it
I'm
in.
also a member of the.
So it'll be interesting watching them put all the motorhomes and, trailers. I was reading about different ferries, and there's one up in New England.
Not a good thing.
It's actually one of the last operating LSTs in World War II. It's converted into a ferry. I forget which state it's in.
I don't care
They show it,
who you
good
like.
landing
You
craft.
don't do.
I'll have to look because
You can only be
it's the former LST something, you know, and it's one of the oldest ships in service, you know, it's built in the 40s. I'm gonna check that out. We're gonna go up, through Niagara Falls. It's from Long Island to,
Website.
it's the ferry from Long Island to Connecticut. Oh,
okay.
At the end. It's not, I don't know if it's the luck of the draw if you get that particular ferry. Yes.
We're coming down, or way over, we're coming through Connecticut.
We're
And we're stopping,
Well, you know, outside of Groton, did you ever drive along Island Express? I don't care if you ride that in, it's the farthest road in the world.
I shares the building with the police department.
And I
That's the fun out of it. But I try to get away, my son lives, my youngest son lives in Berkeley Township. So I'm always driving down.
we buy RV and I'm fairly
A
new
shortcut
RV
to
driver.
my son is passing.
was in the Cross
I
Bronx
don't know,
Expressway.
people I almost killed and they were
I
laughing.
had the meetings.
I couldn't understand how they could see cars that were burned out and stripped. And I'm thinking, where did these people come from to do it? Because you're like in a valley, you know?
Brings back your own memories.
Well, it's like you guys that picnic or.
Yeah, I know, I was
How
in
they get under there or over that. or-
Post 166.
Who knows?
Oh, okay.
Yes, used to be one up in North Jersey, you'd see it from 287, and everything out of the water.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna remember our Legion since I was sensitive American Legion.
Wow.
That's something I can believe.
It is.
I'm retired 3 times.
Why, you have more to go back or?
I think Ethan Allen,
I was,
you were an Ethan Allen. Ethan Allen?
What year are you on?
New guy.
75, 76.
I got out just for you off. I got out 74.
Oh, okay. What were you on, gold or blue?
Gold. I got off just before when they were going to Pearl.
Okay.
We got our shipyards, went around, and then, I liked my list was up, so.
But that other pile of paper is the agenda, and then there's some cards you can hand out to your friends and comrades. They might want to go.
so going
When you do that.
How was that? Did I get that pitch right?
Yeah. You do that.
Perfect.
oh.
How's that?
So well, I got a job. I got a clerk, worked my way in.
That close, yeah.
30 years, that was it.
I drink some home.
55 years old, they forced me to retire.
Oh, how nice.
It's the year 1988. I set it up.
We'll have that wheelchair. We'll have that
There
therapy.
we go.
How you doing? Chris.
Bob.
Bob, how you doing?
Bob, right? Bob, right? The VA.
I was on that break, so I knew what, at the beginning of the meeting, we all introduced ourselves and what was going on.
And we'll make an elevator.
And I was a little kid, my job was to chair for it.
2000.
Then you stuck, finally, 30 years after. There was somebody out there. He said,
So you're the new guy. You're the new guy.
The new guy.
Did you, apply for membership? I signed up with, No, I just signed up for, yeah, okay, so you at least, what do you call it?
Yeah, so you wanna be New Jersey?
Yeah, I got
Okay,
it.
so it's $10 for New Jersey.
Financial database company.
don't tell people how to do it.
Sure.
At age 70, I was already coming from
I'll fill
I used to change straws. What did you do?
Been there for a day.
Well, it has to be accepted. I used to be through a ski trial.
I mean, obviously, there's a pre-tour. It's a time shift.
Sorry, I'm gonna let you go, Mark.
Set up a data center
Want you?
to run the equipment that was on site.
Was that good?
That was pretty cool.
Oh, yeah.
It was good. I'm on the phone call programmer too. So,
Got it right in the border for you.
everything now, nobody.
You can still way back when, you've been gone for Europe. Did you ever get up, find that French submarine? Yeah, no, you know, I tried to look it up online too, I couldn't get it.
Okay, we're gonna, call to order. Ed, you're gonna be the chief of the boat. And God. Okay. Submarine prayer. I'll read it. All I have to do is I'm trying to stand. Okay, submarine prayer. Almighty everlasting God, protector of all who put their trust in thee, hear our prayers on behalf of thy servants who sail the vessel beneath the seas. We beseech thee to keep in thy sustaining care all who are in submarines, that they may be delivered from the hidden dangers of the deep. Grant them the courage and a devotion to fulfill their duties, that they may better serve thee and their native land. Though acquainted with the depths of the ocean, deliver them from the depths of despair and dark hours of absence of friendliness and good ship's spirit. Bless all their kindred, the loved ones from whom they are separated. When they surface their ships, may they praise thee, for thou art there as well as in the deep. Fill them with thy spirit, that they may be sure in their reckonings, unwavering in duty, high in purpose, while upholding the honor of their nation. Amen. Okay, now we have the towing of the boats for the month of March. USS Perch, SS 176. USS Scrampus, SS 207. USS H-1, SS 28. USS Triton, SS 201. USS Keat, SS 369. USS F-4, SS 23. USS Tullabee, SS-284. And the USS Trigger, SS-237. Moment of silence. Can you read that, Jim?
Sure. There is a port of no return where ships may ride at anchor for a little space, and then, some starless night, the cable slips, leaving an eddy at the mooring place. Gulls, fear no longer, sailor rest your oar. No tangled wreckage will be washed ashore.
Okay, Bob.
The creed of the United States Submarine Boats Incorporated, to perpetuate the memory of our shipmates who gave their lives in the pursuit of their duties while serving their country, that their dedication, deeds, and supreme sacrifice be a constant source of motivation to its greater accomplishment. Pledge loyalty and patriotism to the United States Constitution.
Okay, now we'll have the pledge of allegiance. I
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, so be seated. Now we'll have the introduction of the members.
Jim Gary, USS Pyrex, SS 482, August 1964, in London, Connecticut.
Wayne McAllis, qualified on the USS Angler, SS 240, 1966, Groton, Connecticut.
Jim Madden, qualified on the USS George Bancroft, SS BN 643, in March of 1989.
And also I qualified on the USS Angler in May of 1967.
Great.
The guest, Glenn McAllis and Wayne's cousin, U.S. Army, 1968 to 1970, just to help out.
Thanks for coming.
Tom Kachaza, Nathaniel Green, 636 Blue Crew, March of 83. Home port in Groton, and been deployed out a Holy Long time.
Bob Brown, USS East Maryland, July 1973. Gold crew. What else?
Ed Staunch, Ethan Allen, 1975 to 76.
Chris Vincent, USS Manhattan, San Diego, California, 1969-1970.
Okay, then we would like to give honor to the service of our World War II vets, and that's for the oldest guy who belongs here, that's Calvin Moon, and I hope he's hanging in there.
So September, we're hoping to
Yeah,
be there.
yes, for sure, for it, okay. All right, Jimmy, Secretary's report.
Secretary's report. Regular meeting minutes, New Jersey Bay South, USSVI, Friday, February 23rd, 2024, Yardville, New Jersey, 1930 hours, VFW building. Officers present, Bob Gross, Wayne Michalis, Jim Madden, James Garrett. Prayer, flag salute, tolling of the boats, introduction to member present, and guests, honor World War II vets. Chaplain's report, biblical list, John Theotonio and Dave Lucas. Minutes of January meeting read by secretary and approved by members present. Treasurer's report given by James Gary, one CD totaling $15,690.12. Checking account $5,547.92. Scholarship $4,439.23. Total fund of $25,677.67. Report accepted as read by members present. Committee reports. C. Vincent, approximately 124 members. Newsletter, Bob Gross reports John is too sick to put out a newsletter. We need a volunteer. Ways and Means, Dave Lucas, no report. Scholarship, Guy Doherty, no applications. The deadline is April 15th. License plate, Ed Carlson, 3 in stock, 10 are on order. New Jersey Eagle Scout Program, Chris Vincent, awaiting requests. New Jersey boat sponsorship, Jim Garrett, USS New Jersey is our boat. Old business, use our membership business cards to promote our organization. We need a volunteer for chaplain and newsletter. The New Jersey commissioning has been changed to September 14th, 2024. You can find membership profiles at www.ussvi.org. Wawa fundraiser, $6 per coupon. Order for more is in. Sunday meeting approved and to be determined at a future meeting. New business, we need a new memorial plaque. For the good of the order, 50/50 Wayne Michalis, with donation from the winner, that's $147. Meeting closed with prayer by Commander, Chief of the Boat Ed Carlson, sounded service. James Madden, Secretary, New Jersey Bay South, USSVI.
Okay, I'd like to make a motion to accept the treasurer's report as read.
Second.
Second. Okay. No one against? Okay. Okay, that's accepted as read. Okay, treasurer's report, Jimmy.
Yep, we still have one CD, it's due October 25th, it's 5%, right now it's $15,755. The checking account is $5,830, and the scholarship fund is $4,440, so our total cash is $26,025. Our year-to-date revenue is $1,538. Our year-to-date expenses are $950, so we have net income of $588.
Okay, make a motion to accept the treasurer's report as read.
Motion to accept.
Okay. Treasurer's report is accepted as read. Chaplain's report. No one wants to be, any volunteers for chaplain? I don't think so. Okay.
No, John Theotonio and Dave Lucas.
As Dave Lucas' name is mentioned, I was just talking to a guy down at the bar. A couple months ago, Dave had to have a toe removed because he has diabetes, and then I just learned they had to remove his foot. So our prayers go out to him, and I hope he does well, but he's got a long road ahead of him. But he's a nice guy. He did a lot for this place. So, okay, committee reports as needed. Chris, membership?
117.
117?
A lot of people didn't renew their annual dues, and that's why we lost 5 people.
Right.
5 people.
Or 7, really, actually. I think we got a new one here tonight, so that'll help, yeah.
Did they notify you they don't want to be a member anymore when they don't?
Nope,
when
we
they
just-
don't, they just
We
fade
send out.
away?
They don't pay their bills.
That's
Yeah,
it, and you're done?
they're done, yeah. We send, Jim calls them, I send them emails, you know, we can't do more to give.
No, hey, you can only do so much.
Right.
Now, when you get to be 85 or so, you just lose interest and you just lose contact, quite frankly.
Well, they know.
They,
In Florida.
they're ill, it's just
Right.
attrition, it's part of the game.
Well, when you hit 85, you also lose your mind.
I, you know, some of us are getting closer to being 85.
I don't think you have to wait that long.
I lost half of mine already.
I know for years.
That's it.
I remember we lost a lot of guys going to Florida, Arizona over the years. They moved.
And what are we doing here anyways? Who are you guys?
What's that?
Never mind.
I caught one, I didn't say it.
So we know at least one person hasn't lost their mind.
It's a shame, 'cause, you know, we haven't put out a newsletter, we don't have anybody do it, and I look online at different companies, that'll maybe a quarterly one. And then it has a template, you say, how many newsletters, 100, and it's not enough. The company wouldn't even want to touch something like that.
Wow.
To mail, to do a mailing or anything, they want like,
It'd be too expensive.
yeah, well, I figure quarterly.
It would be very expensive.
Well, like, yeah, but right now you're online, so, you know, 105, got 107 people that received an email and said, we're online right now. You guys are on television. You're looking at it. You know how many people are watching right now?
I mean,
One. Okay?
What? Did I leave my phone?
That's my wife. That's my wife. She's my sound check.
I used to, John Fiatonio put out a beautiful newsletter.
Yes, he did.
And I always said, you know, I'm never gonna I don't bring my cell phone into the bathroom, but I will bring the Hogan's Alley or something, you know?
And he never got an award for that. Because they give awards for newsletters and he never got recognized.
but
Now, I went to 2 viewings, and I had one of the viewings up in Florence, where the young lady come up, and it was her grandfather that passed away, and she came up and she said, I can't remember who it was, but she said he kept every one of those, that he used to read them when they came in, and they were by his bed when he passed away.
wow.
You know, so, but,
Wow.
yeah.
But that guy also who told me that Dave having his hip taken off, he told me that John D'Antonio, that he has cancer. So I said, see,
He's recovered from it. He's had
that's what he did.
major work. Remember he went to the Philadelphia Cancer Hospital, the Navy Yard, years ago.
Wow.
Relapse. It comes back.
Recurrent, yeah.
Recurrent.
Yeah. Okay, so Dave's not here.
And I'd like to add one person to the Binnacle list. It's Alan Brown. Now, Alan Brown is a member of ours, okay, but he actually only attended one meeting, but that's where I got all my pictures from, and he's up around Jamesburg. But he's in rehab right now, and I don't know the full story, but I'd like to add Alan Brown to the Binnacle list.
He's in our prayers.
Yes.
Okay, so let's see here. Guys, he's not here tonight, right, Guy? Ed, anything with license plates?
I have one new sale, and I think we're up to plate number 1708 or 1709. And it's 13 plates that are paid for in stock, so once they're sold, that's revenue.
That's good. Very good.
And you were saying it's all South Jersey.
What's that?
The license plate program is all here?
All of Jersey.
You handle all of New Jersey.
Well, no, you used to split it between Shore Basin here, but you said now you're just running.
It started out here when because I'm a dual member and I was attending the other base, I was rotating it, but I'm not attending the other base. So seeing how I'm funding it, it's my decision that it stays where it originally was. Yeah.
Okay. Chris, anything with Eagle Scouts?
Nope, nothing yet.
No? Okay, old business, we need a volunteer for chaplain, and that's, I don't think long time. Okay, we heard this before, the USS New Jersey, the new submarine commissioning has been changed to September the 14th rather than April at Earl. And when that comes about, I guess we'll be looking into how we're all gonna get there if we can.
Well, originally 17 people signed up.
Right.
I didn't because I knew I wasn't gonna be here, but
Like,
now I'm thinking
they said, I sent in one of our other members who came late, and they said she'll accept it, but she doesn't know if he'll make it. I need to get you on the list. So, do you want to be you?
with her.
Okay, afterwards, make sure I get names, and then I'll put you on the list too. Because I checked the website yesterday, and the website for the New Jersey itself is
Yeah,
closed.
he had a good point. Like, he had planned to
I
be here in
wouldn't
April, but
for
not to
two.
be here in September.
Well,
But they still need to know our names to get on the
yes,
list.
but you probably, we got 2 slots, and I'll have to check the dates, but I think we'll still be gone.
Well, I need it, let's just do it this way. If you think you're going, send me an email as to who's going, so I can get the list to the New Jersey commissioning, because,
You just can't substitute yourself when you walk in that gate.
no,
We have to make arrangements now.
no, that's what I'm saying. I need to send an email now. Yeah, so,
Did we ever decide as a base if we were gonna carpool there?
not yet, we haven't got to that point yet, no.
We're gonna get there
How
yet.
do you know if you're on the list or not?
I'll make sure I'll bring the list in next time if you know. What's your last name?
Staunch, Staunch.
You were supposed to submit it to Chris, so
Right.
if you didn't submit it, you're not on the list.
I know I signed up on a website, but I never got.
Well, see, now you could have signed up on the website, and that's separate from our base. You might get it through the website, like Tim Larson, I think, did both. Tim Larson did the website and our base, so send me an email, who's coming with you, and then I'll add it to the list. I'll submit them and see what happens.
Okay, so you know.
No guarantees right now, because they're controlling it. It's, yeah.
I'll send you an email when I check the calendar. If I'm not here, you can take my name off.
Now, just keep them on there. I'd rather have,
Too many than not, yeah.
yeah, I'd rather have,
Okay.
I'd rather
That's
have
up to
you,
you.
yeah, I'd rather have you on the list. And if
But
you
you
don't,
can't get this idea of ever getting on it or a tour.
right,
I don't see how they can get the 2,000
People do that,
There's gonna be thousands of them.
yeah. Oh, that's like another reason I might not want to go.
Didn't we say last time it's gonna be up there and open for like a month?
We don't know.
5 days.
Another day.
Oh, okay.
That's the problem.
It's supposed to be open for a week.
I'll just keep my name on the list.
yeah, just send me an email.
I'd rather do that than I did.
I'm already on.
Watch some
Okay,
sort of
good.
ceremony.
Well, that date might change.
Since you said that, I might say-
Anything
Right.
can happen. And, you know. It's not
If
really-
anything, my goal would be to try to somehow get on it, not see the commission.
Yeah, true.
That's all I would really.
Yeah. Okay, the Wawa fundraiser, $6 per coupon, and
We sold
all
those
all you can. That's it.
tonight.
Tonight, right?
There's more tickets available.
Right,
Looks like you sold it.
Yeah, we sold
Yeah.
Oh, you're not sold.
okay. Like I said, if anybody, well, you already talked to everybody, there's $6 per coupon. You buy them, you give them to friends, or,
Or it's a wash. If you can get your lunch there anyway,
yeah.
you're gonna pay the same price.
Okay, new business. Ed, you're there, you offered to do a nice thing. Ed, our chief of the boat, has offered to have a meeting in July at his house.
Which is, we thought about, rather than just having a meeting here, we may get more people showing up if we, did it on a different day, like a Saturday. I said, well, if we're doing it a different day, if we do it in July, my pool is open, it's heated, it's got a spa. We could do a business and we could have a family day as well. And so the offer is there if you guys want to do that. If you want to take a look at the pool, you could just Google my home address, which is 12 Cherry Bend Drive and Howe, and it's a nice pool. Cost me a lot of money, but Wade offered to do the cooking, right?
I'll cook it.
Yeah, so we'll put the grill
And Ed
on.
said it's gonna be all filet mignon, so I don't mind cooking that.
So the trapped in bacon, of course.
There you
So
go.
you're saying
It's basically
the 26th meeting wouldn't happen?
No, well, yeah, So I talked to Bob Gross today, and my wife's all in on it, she's.
That's great.
I hope so.
Most important thing.
We'll be there.
You know, I think it'd be better surprise.
You gotta show a picture of a pool with a bunch of old guys in it.
This might be better than the commissioning.
We could either do it on a Saturday or a Sunday, whichever works for the bulk of it.
Right.
I don't,
We'll take a head count and see.
Three swimming suits, I'll provide it food in the beer, and we'll have a good time as well as a meeting.
That sounds good.
I was,
Saturday's better, that way you can.
Yeah, I think
everybody
Saturday,
else
go for Saturday first, yeah.
if Saturday is the best day, then we have two options. We could, because we have to think of a rain date,
Yeah, rain day, right.
so.
Well,
if we do
don't
it-
you want a head count, so you don't get surprised?
Yeah, just let me know, if you're gonna make it, if your wives and
Oh, yeah,
children are gonna come.
We'll get your email address and everybody that can come, make sure they email you so we don't have wasted food or something.
And we could either do it on the 20th, that's Saturday, and if the rain date, we'll do it on the 27th.
Yeah, that sounds good to me.
20 rain date.
We'll do it on the 20th, and if it rains, we'll do it the following Saturday.
All right, 20th of July, okay.
And we'll do it at 2 o'clock.
Why don't we say we make a motion to accept his generous invitation?
Yeah.
You know?
Okay, we're gonna make a motion to accept your generosity. And all those in favor?
Aye.
All those not in favor? Motion is accepted. We
So
will be there
we-
July the 20th.
We resolved not to have a meeting on the 26th.
Right.
Okay,
And the get together will be at my place on the 20th, and if it rains, it will be the following Saturday, the 27th, and it will be at 2 o'clock.
2 o'clock.
And then Chris will put out a way of RSVPing, what
Yeah,
you want to do by June 1st.
Yeah,
Head
Bob,
count.
I'll take care of that, yeah.
RSVP by June 1st or they'll show up.
We'll have it in either case, because rain and I'll be there,
I'll be, for sure, I'm cooking, yeah.
and you're gonna go swimming there, right?
And what do you want us to bring though, Ed? Anything?
Nothing.
Nothing?
Nothing,
You sure?
just 2 times.
Let's see.
We have one member watching right now too. Greg Blings is watching right now too, so we have one member watching.
Okay. Welcome. You want us to bring entertainment or something?
Few beers and we'll be the
Yeah,
entertainment.
it is.
If you don't get on the list, just wait until everybody's had a few
There you
beers.
go. There you go.
In the early 70s, my dad was in the Coast Guard Reserve, and all those guys were World War II vets at the time. I guess they were all in their early 50s. And a rich guy invited all the chiefs from base Gloucester to a party at his mansion. My mother said that night, those guys were driving in his front yard, they were all drunk, passing out and everything else. I was like, that's the embarrassing thing she ever saw. Because they were all such, well, an older crowd than those guys were.
Hey, maybe we can all pick our Dolphins again.
If you go to the EI site, you'll get my address, and you'll get my phone number, and you'll get my email.
But what town are you in anyway?
How?
I'm in Hal.
Oh, okay.
So you're gonna be going east right on 195, and 195.
Every 6 months I go to Howe High School.
Once you get off of 195, how many minutes to your house about?
It takes me 35 minutes to get here every time I
That's
go.
all?
So you're closer to Jersey Shore than you are.
Yes. Now, there's unequal distance between the shore base and the south base.
Okay, sounds good. That's nice to hear.
You know where Howe High School is?
Yeah, my two sons graduated from Hal High.
Every 6 months I go there and we do the asbestos inspection and we check the roof to make sure all the drains are clear, and it's just something we do. Know that school well. I go there in February and I go there in the summer.
And you know what it's noted for? It's rusting tubes. They're going to state that, yeah.
That was another thing we did at Howe School, is, you know, the gym mats that wrestlers use, they all had mercury in them. They all had to be remediated in them. When I say mercury, they had like a drop. But you know, once people hear the word Merkle, you know, they all had to take all those gym mats out and redo all of them.
Okay, next in the business, to all members in good standing, scholarship applications are available now. And the deadline is May 15th, 2024.
Okay, I talked to Bob today, and we do not have any applications right now. So I'm gonna put out an email, you know, make sure that everybody knows, you know, that scholarships are available now.
How does a member get a copy of the scholarship?
I'll make sure they'll get it, you know.
So they have to contact you first and then you'll email.
Myself, Ed, or Guy, one of the three of us.
Either one of us.
Yeah, the three of us. I'll make sure. I'll
But
put it,
I do know that at least one of my grandsons, if not both of them, will be applying. So,
well, I've got one too, so if we
but
get
we
it.
set it up that you have, if you apply for national, you don't have to write second,
Right.
paper. So, but to apply for national, you gotta be accepted into the college. So my youngest grandson, he keeps visiting, he must be up to 12 colleges now. He's got a fish and cut bait.
Well, the second email I put down for myself is, you know, one is the picnic, two scholarships, because we haven't heard anything. Last year by this time, we had at least 3 or 4 bites, but we haven't had any bites except for what you're saying right now. And I'm remiss, I have a grandson that should be doing it too right
So
now.
there's no conflict. I've told my son, when his sons are ready to apply, to send it to you and to
Right.
to Guy. So
We gotta
we're
get-
not part of the review of the process at all. But I think we moved the date to April 30th, I think.
I think we get to meet Matt Nashville, I thought, yeah. We'll have to look into that, yeah.
Yeah, I think it's the 30th.
Okay.
Hey, Chris, just for new people that are here, what's the criteria for that scholarship for members to be in good standing?
They gotta be, there's a conflict there. They have to attend meetings, you know, there's a
So
couple.
many meetings per year?
Right. I don't think it's written down that way, but that's what we,
I don't think it's included in there.
No.
The
No.
old one was,
right,
the old one was, not this.
right.
So, my thinking is, it's really not fair for someone who's not capable of coming here and he's a member in good standing, that we shouldn't have applied for an application, so that's,
That's true.
that's a debatable thing.
Right.
Right.
If you come to a meeting, you should have preference, I don't know, but if you're not capable and it's
We went over this, I don't recall exactly what we said, but I don't think there's a meeting number.
No,
And,
there's not.
You just have to be a member of this base.
Member in good standing. In other words, your dues are paid up.
It could be a son, a daughter, a grandson, granddaughter. It could be a vocational school, it doesn't have to be a college or university. So it's, but it is a one-time scholarship, which is different than the old one.
there's none of this repeat nonsense that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Right.
Again, we want to eliminate, nepotism and cronyism and let everybody have an opportunity to participate. So I think that's fair.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's the way it should be. Obviously, people who come to a meeting have more knowledge of how to go about it. Someone who doesn't, probably doesn't. So if you come to a meeting, you have an advantage because you know this.
So I'll tell you, we strongly encourage in our document to apply for the national
Yeah, for new
scholarship.
business, and it's for the good of the.
My oldest grandson did, he got a $2,000 scholarship. And
Okay.
we just found out that he could apply again for national. They didn't tell us that. So I know he's gonna reapply for national now that he knows that. And his younger brother's gonna apply for the first time. But we set it up that you have to do the essay for national. If you do the essay for national, you can copy it into the national, into the essay, into the base application, so you don't have to do 2 separate essays. So we did that to make it easy for the kids, to encourage them to apply for national.
And make it less complicated.
It makes it less complicated.
No, yeah, if we have scholarships, we want to make sure people get it, use it. And it's not abused.
All right, also under new business, Bob Gross gave me this agenda edition, and I'll read it to you. He says, he got a call from Mike Post, and Tom Collin and Mike Post are working on the elections for national, and they're going to run a new method through the website. They want to use the New Jersey South as their test site. They will send an email out and will like all members to vote on the website in mock election coming up next week or so. They are doing a test run, so when the real election goes live, they will have everything tied up and working correctly. They just want to make sure when you vote, this is a test run, that everything goes smoothly. So,
We were always able to vote.
Why are they doing it through a base and not through the
So
national?
they don't have 1,000 people. They're gonna test with just our members.
that's what it says.
117 people.
Well, yeah, how many
Well,
people?
we always were
If it
able
doesn't
to
crash.
vote nationally, which included local elections.
Right, but you,
I always voted
national
that
control
way.
it.
Remember, it used to be a thing in the magazine, you had to fill out and then mail it.
Yeah,
Then they did it online, and one time they had a computer here, John D'Antonio. And we all came up to the computer and voted secretly on the computer, because it was such a new thing at the time. You know, he had a computer. And now I guess everybody's got one sitting in their house.
Well, I've always voted, on the computer.
Yeah, and national tracked it too, so it would send out a reminder that you guys only had 9 members voting, so. But national controlled the election.
Yeah.
Not
Not local
Jersey
people.
South.
So it sounds like you're gonna get an email saying, make a test vote. It's not a mail. It's got a bunch of.
Whatever.
Okay, next on the agenda was, I didn't get to sell any 50/50 tickets tonight, so that was the end of that. We made a good profit last month with that.
Yeah. Did a great job.
We did. Any sea stories? Any good stories?
No, we're kind of going on the same vein as those guys getting invited to the person's house and driving on the lawn. Our rather young active officer, I don't think he had ever had a drink. And he invited them to his house when we were an off crew, so we made probably about 30 gallons of trash can punch. And he learned how to drink that night, let me tell you. He also learned how to get rid of the trash can punch real quick when he drank too much.
But for all you guys, were on nukes, right? So when you got qualified, you were most likely out to sea. And so when you're out to sea, you didn't get to drink your dolphins, did you?
Yeah.
No, so I'm saying,
I remember one alky, he kept cream de menthe in a scope bottle. It was green or whatever, but he just had to have his alcohol,
we had a guy
He was never, like any alcohol, you need to have a little.
we used to have a guy who used to drink Aquavella.
Oh, yeah. Really?
Yeah.
That's like kiddie the coffee,
Well, the-
that perfume and all.
The tradition in the diesel world was you didn't weigh your dolphins until you drank them.
I know. That's the worst hangover, worst headache I ever had in my life.
And the way it worked is when somebody was doing the final walkthrough, and the boat knew. So everybody that didn't have duty would meet at a designated bar and wait for the results. As soon as the results came in, then we'd start the drinking of the dolphins. So we would have the newly qualified guy stand on a chair, and then we would order the drink for the bar, which is standard order. We want the largest glass you have, and we want something from every bottle.
Yep.
Then you had to drink it, chug the drink, catch it in your teeth, and put the glass down. I knew one guy who was a screw up, Davis. He screwed it up, and this was in Rota, Spain, and it was late in the year, so we all had our foul weather gear thrown in the corner, and he drank the drink, but he dropped the dolphins. They made him drink it again. No sooner did he finish that drink than he just went back, and being good shipmates as we were, we simply took the corpse, threw it where all the foul weather gear was, continued the celebration, and then carried them back to the boat.
Look, he wasn't dead. I know.
Does anybody
Well,
have,
if he died, we could have missed him.
everybody have Netflix?
No.
Did you see that ARA San Juan documentary? It's about the Argentinian submarines. It's a sad, there's a certain, it's all politics, and it wasn't overhauled correctly. Everybody's blaming her. The worst thing is when they start blaming the crew. It was their own fault, or something, 'cause nobody knows what really happened, you know what I mean?
But all of them.
And you watch it, it's a whole drama, because it's, the families chain themselves to the gates of the submarine base because they couldn't get answers.
Wow.
It's a sad story.
Oh, yeah.
What's sad is it always ends up coming down to human error somewhere along the line.
Oh, yeah.
Bolts on the door,
Yeah.
tire falling off,
Yeah.
wiring the wires to the hydraulic system instead of that, so you don't have any brakes in your airplane. Sorry, all on a tangent.
The whole documentary,
Yeah.
one time the captain changed the valve line. How do we know he didn't? Ventilation lineup, which you weren't supposed to do. And that would explain how this could have happened, They don't know it. But there is one conspiracy theory at the end, is the thing was finally discovered 1 year and 1 day after it was lost. And they believe that the ship that was searching for it was using it to do a geological study for oil drilling. Because how come on the last day they find it? After mapping all the ocean,
Yeah.
I did sound kind of fishy. It took 30-some days, and we didn't know it was here,
Never know.
Yeah, we didn't have booze on the boat, but that's what the torpedo men didn't have something to drink.
British had
They used to drink that
a rum
from
ration,
Oh,
right?
yeah.
Until, I don't know when, but they stopped it, I think.
We pulled it once to Faslane and once into Portsmouth, England, and visited the brick boats. We were happy after we left there.
They were, Port Canaveral, when we were there for your missile test, they were saying that's where they test that also, the British schooners. Except they all run around in shorts. You ever see a British uniform? They look like a cop or something,
We had a couple of guys attempt to make some sort of alcoholic concoction in a 5-gallon poly bottle in a bilge. It was a nasty purple sludge that made them really sick. It's lucky they weren't blind.
Yeah, hey.
There's something you make with raisins, I forget what it's called.
Raisin Jack.
Raisin Jack.
Oh, yeah.
I know.
Raisins, a little bit of sugar, touch of yeast, let it ferment, makes alcohol. That's what the yeast does. It
Yeah.
eats it, eats sugar and poops out booze.
We were heading across to the Med, and we were hitting cold weather. I was always in trouble, so I couldn't go on Liberty until I filled the pipes between the superstructure and the hull with the alcohol. So I followed the orders. I went ahead and spent about 2 hours filling all the pipes. I go on Liberty, Monday morning, I get called to the carpet. I thought I told you to fill the pipes. I showed them the empties. I'm filling it from the top, goddamn torpedo men, they're tapping it from the bottom. I just drink it with their orange juice.
What's that later fuel they use, auto fuel? They said that some people would get addicted to it, they would put it on the brim of their hat so they could breathe it. I don't know what auto fuel exactly is, but yeah, good for that.
And made a patrol.
Because if you have a hot rod, they say it gives off phosgene gas.
Gasoline that doesn't need oxygen burn. It's got it all in there.
I made one patrol on the Roosevelt, and halfway through the patrol, they filled the juice machines with the alcohol, and everybody had a drink. So I don't know if that they did it under budget for any other boomers, but we had a drink.
But did you all grow beards on patrols?
Yeah,
we did.
Well, I had it.
Well, no, I remember you couldn't shave under here, because the mask had it.
Yeah, if you were growing a beard, you had to wear a mask every day just to make sure you had a suction.
I felt like we wore one every day. It was
Well,
always kind of
I was given a drink of brandy by the corpsman, because we were up in Bar Harbor, Maine, and the Coast Guard gave us a boat to run the crew in. Well, that really being the best seaman, we managed to tangle the goddamn ropes against the propeller. So I had duty, so I was the only one that could fit in the tri-suit. So they sent me to that cold New England water to free up the propeller. But then I got my shot.
Got your medicinal brandy.
Yeah, every time when we fired torpedoes, the swimmer went in the water, he got a brandy. He got a little bottle of brandy for that.
Well, I know the Corpsman kept some kind of grain alcohol in his locker.
He had those brandy bottles.
You know, and also, well, they carried heavy duties. I mean, in case, God forbid, there was an emergency, they carried morphines and all kinds of,
Sure.
if Doc had to ever do something, and the guy got
But you never knew what he had. I mean, it was.
Well, because, well, I was a yeoman and the officers had a counter
Well,
sign.
yeah,
They had a counter, you know, the stuff didn't go missing because,
Clearly, we all enjoyed the Navy pastime, the approved Navy pastime. Having a wee dip here and there.
you know, we had a weird thing. You know, you have the missile tubes on the, you're a boomer, right? Yeah. And this guy was a nuke, a machinist mate. He slept in those bunks back in the missile compartment. And he had a master lock key. And he stuck it in the lock. You know the locks they have when the missile tube, and it unlocked.
Nice.
And then the first mistake he made is he told somebody. Immediately, we couldn't leave the boat. They posted armed guards at both ends. We had to stay there all day. Guys flew in from Washington D.C. It was called a nuclear incident or something. And you know, they had to change all the locks. They all had to get certified and what. The guy went to captain's mast, and the charge was tampering with nuclear weapons. You're not.
Yeah.
What business did he have touching a lock? You know, we shouldn't.
Well, where did,
Really, I mean, why did he do it? I don't know. You know.
Well, for submarine guys, and it was there. That's
Yeah.
He had his own. He stuck a key. He said, "Let me see if opens the lock." And I said, "Well,
That's hard. It was there.
Curiosity.
but well, I'm saying he should have kept his. He kind of thing. You know, walk away from the other side.
He threw the
I mean,
key away.
literally, we could not leave that boat until everything was. People flew in. I mean, this and that.
oh, what did that give him access to?
He didn't. He blocked it. He didn't. You know, after you it's like opening a torpedo
Oh, boy.
breach door, you got to use a wrench and all that crap. He didn't do that. He just unlocked the lock. But he had no business. You're not even supposed to touch the thing,
Yeah.
right? You know, let alone look at them.
And do you know what happened to him? I mean,
Well, he didn't get busted and rank. But if you want to be a career in the Navy. I don't know how many years he was in, but that's a misconduct,
reprimand. He gets reprimanded.
right? He doesn't get his good conduct, and this, and he doesn't get his promotions. And,
But we had a guy.
To be fair, the lock was in his bedroom.
you know, I remember we had a senior chief, Ringham, and I remember.
Let's go.
What's that thing when you line up the whole crew and all the chiefs are there with their gold stripes? There's one senior chief, and I remember he had red stripes. So you know something he did wrong somewhere down the line, you know?
But we had a
He
guy.
must have made up
I
for
was
it.
friends with him, Davey Page, when we were going, wherever we were going. He stood on the pier and waved goodbye. He said, I'm not going, because he says his wife didn't want him to go.
Wow.
And I'm surprised that the Vietnam War is going on.
Yeah.
AWOL, midship's movement, and he's on the pier waving, and all they did to him, I thought they gave him a dishonorable discharge, they didn't. They just, I think he was third class, they busted him down the seaman, that was it. For him to do that, because I told him, I said, you gotta be nuts to do that.
Yeah.
We had the one guy who wanted to get out the worst way. So he tried to fake that he was mentally unstable. So we had an apartment that we rented in London, and it's in the winter. And he started putting on a show. I'm gonna jump up through this window. I said, oh, I don't think so. It's cold out there. If you want to jump, go out the back door and have a go at it.
We had a guy went AWOL, and I was a young, so there's a thing you do. He goes AWOL, you type up a sheet of paper, you stick it in the service record. He has so many days, like for 90 days, he's still attached. And time passes, and he's arrested by the North Carolina police for blowing up washing machines in a junkyard. And they deliver him back to the boat. I remember he had long hair, and all this stuff. And then he gets a haircut, everything. They bring him the captain's mast. He's restricted to submarine. I don't think they're going to kick this guy out of the Navy. He's nuts. They made him a torpedo and striker.
Yes. Yes.
We had a guy.
They said he liked blowing things up.
Guy at Duke School get out on a second eval. He sat in class one day, took a stapler and ran a line of staples up and down each arm, and that's the last we ever saw him.
Oh,
It takes all time.
Oh, my God.
We had the apartment that we rented for all of 1 week before they threw us out. And, because the cops were there every night, because every night was a party. And, the landlords said, you guys gotta go. But we left on good terms. In fact, they invited us to dinner. But, it was right near the Coast Guard Academy. I was so wasted one night, and it was snowing. So I decided I'm gonna have a frontal attack on the guard post in front of the Coast Guard Academy. So I walked to the academy, the guard box was there, I prepared my ammunition, and I proceeded to start my assault. That's the last thing I remember. Next thing, I'm in my bunk. And I said, oh, shoot, I'm in trouble now. How? I'm sure I'm gonna go to captain's mast. But you know what? The worst thing they did is they never said a word. You never knew when it was gonna come down on you. But it was fun.
No, that.
But you know, you could get a beer cheaper at the Coast Guard Academy than you could get at the EM Club in London. That's wrong. That was wrong. And this is during the day, right?
I was in Groton, New London, where there's a shopping mall. Like they flatten a mountain and build it between the roads. And evening Liberty or whatever, I was walking around the mall. I remember a news reporter came up to me and they asked me, what do you think of the Oliver North hearings? I'm 20 years old or 18. I didn't know anything about the news. I didn't follow anything. I don't know,
Is that a drink? What is that?
It's even today, what do teenagers or young people care about anything? Nothing, you know what I mean? It's like,
Crazy.
I remember it was one expensive place. I mean, even then, Connecticut.
Oh, yeah, yep, make money up there.
I'm still.
Okay,
We
we're
were
gonna be
making
closing.
98 cents an hour, right? We were making 98 cents an hour.
So I've never looked at those, a lot of money you can spend.
Okay, we all stand, we're gonna have the closing prayer. I will read it.
You don't
Okay, grant us, O Lord, that as Americans and submarine veterans, we may continue to help our fellow veterans and those in need. We thank you for the help assembled here and pray you will bless their many works. Be with us, we pray. Amen. That adjourns the meeting. Cobb, surface the boat.
You did one. Oh, you're